Mm-hmm. You want more of those treats? Come here. Let's get some more. Want some more? Treats? Boy. Look, this guy. Get this fresh treats for you. Come here, kids.
46 subscribers, which is a milestone for me. When we double up our numbers, I get amazed by it. 50-50 will be even cooler, but hey, 46 is right around the corner from 50-50, right? I'd like to hit 10K subscribers by the end of the year. At this rate, we could do it. Very likely we could do it. So, if we keep it up, but it will be a long road of keeping it up because it is not easy doing what I do. And if it was, it would have been done by now. Remember that. But you won't find another channel in the world like mine. And why is that? Not enough drive in anybody, that's why, you know? You could have picked a channel about anything, could have been about toenails. Nobody is driven enough to talk to you more about toenails enough, you know? Could have been about plants, like mine was. Could have been about what's my name, like mine was. Could have been about cooking, could have been about animals, insects, growing. Plants are one thing, we can talk about plants, but do you talk about growing, okay? Growing what? Tomatoes? Ketchup? Can you grow ketchup? You actually can. Did you know you can grow mustard too? All right, let's get some fire on. Well, you know what they say, there's no good a time as any to absolutely change your life on a dime, right? That's what we're doing. I'm taking a new mindset into this rest of my life. If this is the halfway mark, I am not happy if this happens. Better grab the shears and load up a board. You know what time it is, don't you? Do you know what time it is? Wait a second. It's 9:34. Is this phone about to die? It is. Let me charge it up. No? Not charging it up? I thought we charged it up. Oh, I put my charger here. No, I didn't. I don't know where the charger is. It's unfortunate. It must be in the bedroom, but I don't remember putting it. Yeah, maybe. Maybe I put it here. So I don't know, they tell you keep your windows closed at night, but they spray on a hot day in summer So doesn't that mean that stuff goes right into your AC, into your home? I'm pretty positive it does. But remember, you just sealed up your house, and now that stuff sits in bed with you all night. I can't figure out how to win, right? I begged the city of Winnipeg, hey, please don't spray. You know, we've got like 10 bees left here. When I moved here, there was thousands of bees in my backyard. I counted all summer, 10 bees. 10 bees. Maybe 16 at very best, but 10. 10 freaking bees. So, if you think that the world is, for you to decide when you should spray and kill off all living things because you got a mosquito bite, bro, you're a pansy. You are an absolute pansy. Just remember, you ruined the planet for the rest of us. So, people that worry about a little mosquito bite and follow this big news trend of, oh, West Nile is kicking in here in Canada. Fuck, 3 people have got West Nile in 6 years. So, I mean, come on. We killed off all the bees so that 3 people didn't get West Nile in 12 years. Okay? So, that's not a thing. You've just destroyed the economy. You've taken food and jacked up the price so people can't afford to eat healthy. They're stuck eating cardboard ingredients. With red dye number 9. Yellow dye number 7. You keep go on and on about this stuff, but here we are, right? Here we are. So, I'm doing the morning show a little bit late. If you want to call this a late show and call it a later show, we can do that. I'm up for debate, okay? Oh, I've got to get this out of here. I've been blowing my nose for a few days here, and we've stacked up a stack. Now we must remove it, flush them down the toilet. I want any more research projects going on here. I can't even imagine. Scientists sit there and research insects the cruelest way possible. Vermin, well, what they call vermin, I call mice and rats. Anything else that's living. They've decided to research it, to see how much pain they can put it through, to see how many milliliters of toxins they can put into it before it dies. Like, the world is a mess. A mess. And it all starts with allowing these corporations that fund research projects, to be halted. We must halt all research. You should see some of the stuff I saw on Instagram in the last 2 days. Every 16 down the thread. I'm a vegan, so I actually care about living things. And when I go down my thread, man, you should read, and then I read the comments of people that, they're not even vegan, but they're now considering going vegan after watching this horrific video. And to me, that sets a precedent, right? They don't want you to see what happens in these farms because you would never eat it again. Never. You would never eat it again if you knew the way that the handling of these animals on that scale alone. We think of Old MacDonald had a farm, okay? E-I-E-I-O. And on his farm he had a chicken. And that chicken lived a great life, yo. But it doesn't. The chicken gets kicked in the face, wings ripped off of it, broken legs, never sees his babies. You got to give your head a shake, right? But the reason you don't is because you aren't considerate of nature, of living beings. You're considerate of chasing a money trail, right? So, I do believe I'm doing things wrong. I used to be so different. I valued how many inches of growth I could gain in a day. And I was outgrowing the masters that I grew up with. The masters. Anything that even remotely or exceptionally grew, I crushed it. And I'm going to get back into, I might do a book and give all proceeds to, defunding corporate research on living beings. I might do that. All proceeds would go towards the eradication of greasy old men torturing living things under, the guise of research. It's disgusting and despicable.
There is no research that needs to be done past they put mice in a jar with no way out and fill it with water and make the mouse tread until it dies. So, and this is a research. There are scientists doing this. They hang goats upside down in Canada. They hang goats upside down. You know, I could go on and on. The golden retrievers. We phoned about the goats a couple of years ago because I am the goat. We phoned about the golden retrievers and we uncovered just a shit show in the States at universities, didn't we? And didn't it just trouble you and just raise your eyebrows? Thousands of views on the golden retriever university edition on Instagram, and probably more on Instagram, but thousands on YouTube. Back then, I don't follow 2.5 years ago videos. I am proud of the videos that I put out that nobody else dares to, because they want to remain silent to collect a paycheck from the most evil of old men. And I refuse to. I refuse to. I will not live a lavish life, I swear to you. I swear to you. And if you think I have a lavish life, then I'll have to downsize. But it's not what you think, it's how I know I'm living. A little bit, tiny bit, I wouldn't say lavish, but I think it's too nice for me. I think it's too nice for me. I think, not that I don't think anybody deserves this much. I think we should have, a 1 or 2 bedroom apartment, or not an apartment, but like the size of a house, and we should all have one. If everybody gave up the extra square footage they had in their homes, we could incorporate that to build other homes, right? I'm just saying, like, hypothetically speaking, if let's say I have a 1,400, let's say I have I'm not going to give you the exact dimensions of my house here. So I'm going to say, let's say I have a 1,500 square foot home. I would give up 600 square feet of it, barricade, brick it off, and someone else can live on the 600 on the other side, separate it from my house, because I don't want to hear you banging or thumping or nothing. But I'm saying, like, place it, 50 feet to the right of me, and there you go. If we all did that, if we all said, hey, you know what, I'm going to buy a new house, but I'm going to buy a house that's 1,500 square feet, but here's the deal. I'm going to buy 1,500 square feet of house, but I'm going to give 750 of it away, or buy 2 houses worth, equal to that value at 750 a piece, square footage, right? So we have to change the way we think. I look at rich people, very rich people, and I don't want to be like them. I don't ever want to be like Drake or Justin Bieber doesn't strike me anything like Drake. I'll tell you something. Justin Bieber doesn't flaunt $480,000 worth of diamonds on his neck every day. Drake is a sad sack. All these, and I don't even know rappers, but name a rapper, they're all sad sacks. Sad sacks. And that lifestyle, that mentality, it's driven home by white old men who own Givenchy. Look what these rappers wear. They're wearing Louis Vuitton duffel bags to the airport, or a purse. You got male rappers wearing Louis Vuitton purses to the airport with big old diamond earrings. That screams something to me that, is very hilarious. So let's just leave it there. I like women that don't have diamonds. I like women that don't wear makeup. I like women that don't wear perfume, because perfume is toxic. And if you don't know that, and so is makeup. Makeup is toxic. Think about these things before you start applying them to your skin so close to your freaking 60% fatty brain, right? Just soaks it sops it right up, right? Everything you put in your scalp goes right to your freaking brain and sits there. So I want to make sure people understand that when I make a video, it's not about trying to impress you. I've never been the type of guy that wants to. I could impress. The reason I got famous was for growing. If I wanted to, I don't make that much money here. I could make way more money and have 50 times the subscribers and live stream chats and this and that. I don't necessarily want to teach you how to grow anymore. I don't want to teach you how to have the best fire. If I go to someone's channel and I like their enthusiasm for growing and I see that they're sort of on the up and up, I may assist. It's very unlikely, but I have been known to give serious pointers and correct people's horribly dumb, shitty grows in seconds. Will I do that? Like, will I ever go back to making the old show that I used to? Possibly, but highly unlikely. My plants don't even fit on camera. I would need to set up you would need an 85-inch widescreen TV just to see half of my plants. Like half of a single one of my plants. Are we making sense? Are you getting what I'm saying here? So, I mean, really, if you think about how many people make a YouTube video just to try and get rich or try and get famous, and then you look at the ones that make videos to try and, well, I had an epiphany. I'll tell you something that dawned on me earlier. This was about an hour ago, and it warmed my heart, and it's forever changed the way I feel about this. I recalled a time in my life when I was a teenager. I was 19, growing monsters. The flower that I grew then was better than anything you've had to date. Anything, anywhere. And me and my buddies, we definitely knew what we were doing. But I took it steps further, as I said earlier, right? And this is like long way into what I was saying earlier. A touch was that I grow monsters now as well as then. Not, of course, now I'm much more, like 99.9% perfect, but back then I was 95, 98%. Like it depended on the variety. Absolutely. I know some varieties so well that, I mean, I could be in space and I could have like a donkey water my plants for me and they would come out 98% perfect every time. So, I want you to know that when I grew up in 1999, I had several teachers in person, in real life, and over the internet, right? Now, the in-person ones were very harsh, very hard to deal, like, this is true, but they were very, very, very strict, well, there's a numerous amount of reasons why, but, what I'm getting at is my teachers online were very happy-go-lucky people. And the ones who were my friends wanted me to succeed, so they I guess they pushed me even, like, really, really, like, extremely, maybe not, it wasn't like a bad thing, but it was like it wasn't easy. Let's just say that there was a lot of fiery hoops you had to jump through in order to just to chill, really, actually, especially at my age. I was half their age, right? So and I didn't have a lot of cash, and we always had to, like, there's a lot of things going on that I'm not gonna get into that, made it more difficult for me to acquire the knowledge from that group of people than I'm letting on. It was very difficult. I basically had to give up a lot of my teenage years in order to acquire the knowledge I have now. It was a lot of hard work. every single day. Growing is not something that's just done a little bit, right? But imagine when you're 19, you got homework, you just got home from school, you got chicks to bang, all this stuff going on. And here I am, growing, right? I'm carrying bales of soil on my bicycle. So, I mean, I started that when I was like 15, 16. I think I went and got my first big bag of topsoil on my bike when I was 15 in 1995 from Home Hardware. And everybody in the store was looking at me. I said, this is for my mom. She needs it for, she's growing tomatoes. I had a line, I had a story. I get in there, I got my gym teacher there. He's like, what are you doing with that? I'm like, oh, and he knows my mom. And played that one off, but he loved me. Like I was his pupil. I was a star athlete in my grade. I was by far one of the greatest physical specimens to date ever to come out of that their place, and I'm proud of that. I mean, to me, it's just nothing. I enjoy sports. I enjoy crushing everything and winning, right? So, but I also, here's one of the biggest things. I was a gentleman, right? I only would bowl you over if I saw you were acting that way. If I saw you were being a bowler over, I would come and I would steamroll you. And then you would get flattened and you'd go home. And you wouldn't come to school the next day because you got bowled over by the hash man. And you were scared, you know? You told the teachers did nothing. And what did I tell you? I said, if you tell the teachers, there's going to be 10 times the problems for you. So, you know, you want to act like a fool, but then when the time comes to pay the dues that you owe because you acted a fool, you want to go ratting? Oh, boys, you got to learn. You make your bed, you're going to lie in it. So, no one can protect you. When you act a fool, no one can protect you. Remember that. So, I was about, I don't know, at this point, well, I was told you, 95 grabbing topsoil from Home Hardware, you know, whatever kind of soil they had, and a couple bags of other stuff too. Moving on, so now back in 1999, I started hitting up the internet. In 1999, I started running Google Threads, typing in questions, asking Google questions in 1999, 25 fucking years ago tomorrow. So what happened was I asked the questions that I couldn't get answers from the people that in their grow rooms. Do you know how fast I got the answers? Once I got the answers, I wrote them down. I studied that verbatim. It became a mathematical equation, right? Formula, as it were. But this is a formula for plants, not math, for plants. It is the foundation, the building blocks I was building in 99. The actual stepping stones that made me where I am now. And to some of you, you're jokes. Some of you actually respect me full-heartedly and know the value in me, right? To those, Rastafari. There's a great deal of influence that I attained from those videos in 1999, 2000, 2001, 2002, Mark Emery, Professor Ziggy, MJ Man, Remo in 2003 or 2 or something. I'm not. Remo came out in 2000, probably 2001, on a site that I was on back in the day. And I've been watching Remo videos for over 20 years. And I've been growing. Oh, Steve Cubby, another one. He's a medical grower from California, helped out with Proposition 215. The only reason America is free now, Proposition 215. Most of you don't even have a clue because you aren't what you love to refer to as an OG. And I don't use OG is old. OG is not worth mentioning because too many fakes, too many loser rappers with no time in a garden calling themselves OGs. You're pusses carrying Louis Vuittons. You're not master growers. You aren't hashmen. And for that, you're scum of the earth, right? Some of the greatest books ever written were written on hash. The greatest music ever fucking sang was sang on hash. Some of the most incredible inventions were created with the hashish. So I ask you, I pose this question to you. What have you done that's so amazing on alcohol? Hey? Nothing. So every time one of you drunks gets up and starts putting down a plant, you should give your heads a shake. So I wish I could stay live all day and do these, but I don't want to. I really don't want to. Today is about me. I have a lot of things I have to finish up in here. I have to make this living room look spectacular, and I have a lot of stuff to go through. So it's going to be at least a 36-hour day from now till tomorrow at 12 midnight or something like that, 10 p.m. Like, it's a stupid day I'm going to put in, but I have no choice. I have to get everything done today and tomorrow. I'm changing a lot of things in my life now, and one of them is the way I live. I don't want to, I want to make some changes so that I understand and I live a fruitful life, not about money. Money has to change, the world is in grave danger, super grave danger, and nobody seems to realize it. It's as easy as just not, but instead you choose to. So I'll have to use my influence to hopefully, and this is the part I never got at, but it's beautiful. Those 4 or 5 names, 6 or 7 names I mentioned, well, those people end up being heard by you through me. That their words influenced me to carry on their words. Rene Bourget, Chris Benoit. Rene Bourget has one of the greatest stories ever told. She was arrested and strip searched by the DEA. She ran a medical grow in California, and she fled to Canada. She lived in Vancouver, BC, forever. I believe she's still there now. I'm sorry, I don't have a way to follow. I don't keep up on that, and some of these people actually like their privacy, which I totally understand. And but these people have went through hell and back. Those are the OGs, and they don't ever want you to call them that. It'd be a disrespectful thing. They are guardians of the plants that the evil chooses to condemn. And plants aren't evil. Only people who condemn plants are evil. So you have to look very closely where our medicines are derived from. All medicines are derived from plants. So you see, when they take away your right to plants, it's probably because they can't make money off of you through, well, I mean, you don't really, do you need me to continue that? I mean, it's self-explanatory. They condemn, they make plants illegal that are healing, that help you lose weight. Like, I mean, there's a reason why I don't gain weight. It's called CBV, CBG. There's all kinds of things going on. It could even be the main one. I gotta be real with you. But it's also about how you train your body to act while with these plants, right? I don't eat when I'm medicated. I eat before, and I say, I would like an after dinner mint. I've been doing that since, well, a very long time. And the people that know me personally, they could speak for me. They could pull the words right out of my mouth without me saying them. That's how long I've been saying them. Now, we live in a time where you can't speak freely. I'm forced to constantly pause my words and choose a certain set of words that will allow me to stay here. You know, this world is getting worse and worse and worse. And to the eye rollers, to all the ones who've done nothing, you haven't supported me, you will be the first ones to fall, because you are by far the weakest. The eye rollers are the ones that they are too pussy to say it. I don't roll my eyes. If I really am in disgust, I'll tell you straight up what I think of you. And you're not. Trust me when I say, if I have to tell you, you're going to feel like shit for a very long time, because the truth really does hurt. See, when people don't live their life with their conscience, when you're not living your life being guided by your conscience. My mother told me when I was extremely young, 3 years old, hanging upside down from a tree in St. Norbert. The tree is no longer there. Not even the ground we stood on is there anymore. It was washed away. She told me to always think with my gut. And at the time, I knew instantly what she meant. I felt it. There is something within me. My mother is back then my mom was, my mom was on another level. I used to be told from a very young age how awesome and how good my mom was. From like everyone, like it didn't matter who it was. It got sickening. It was daily, all the time. Very sickening. All my relatives, it didn't matter. Cousin, oh, your auntie is the best. She's so nice, so funny, always happy. The rest were pretty crotchety. Okay, not just in my family, in yours too. Trust me, I went to a lot of peeps' houses. My mom was not. She was always a bright and shining light, especially with children, especially. So she instilled something in me back then. Even at 3, that I felt when she explained about conscience, which is a conversation that all parents should have with their children at a very young age. Because that right from wrong, you know, it's deep down in your gut when you're making a mistake, when you're doing wrong, when you're lying, when you're cheating. You know, and it breaks you. It takes some of that magic, some of that specialness inside of you that keeps you wholesome and whole. It tears you apart inside. So consciously speaking, your conscience guides you, but it'll also tear you up. It'll also destroy you. If you abuse and don't listen to it, you will live a horrible life from within. Your conscience will eat away at you from your mistakes that you should have listened first to it. Now you lie in that bed you made. That conscious bed of deceit. Okay? So I want you all to understand, I love you very much, and there's a lot of people that hurt every day because people hurt them, right? With physical words, with words, or with physical. Either or. They're both a form of abuse. You have to understand that maybe some people are going through hell, right? You might work with someone, or you might know someone and see them once in a while, or they could be your best friend and they're high, they just playing down their feelings. And whatever it is, maybe it's a parent, maybe it's their spouse, maybe it's their kids. You don't know. It's something's getting to them, right? But I highly suggest that you give more love than you throw shade in a day, because I swear I only throw shade at the shadiest. Okay, if this can make sense. So there's some that you throw, if they're just throwing a little shade, you could let that slide, I think. Here's why. What I said before, you don't know what they're going through, and it doesn't make it right. But humans are very simple, and a more, not a structured, well, yes, a structured human with conscience as well as an intelligence uh, goes a lot further in life than one without those two things. Consciousness and intelligence are different. Your soul speaks to you. It is your brain. Intelligence is the stuff that you've learned throughout time, right? So your brain will send signals that say, hey, that might not be a good idea to walk with one leg on the edge of that, rooftop, or hobble, or whatever it is, Like if you're just trying to like fool around and fart around on one foot, your intelligence should tell you that that's extremely dangerous, right? So there's two things playing. You should know better, and then you're getting a gut reflex instinct, like something is telling you. I call it spidey senses. My spidey senses are tingling, and that's my stomach. So if you don't have that, you should try and find that. Center yourself, and slow your mind down, slow your life down. Maybe meditate, ponder, and contemplate more often. Don't sit on a cell phone 2 inches from your face thinking that that's going to make you smarter, because it doesn't. The Akashic records flow freely all around us, but are you consciously able to connect to them, right? Are you able to connect to the gods that were here billions of years before us? I mean, I'm not saying I can, but I'm saying I definitely feel vibes, okay? I definitely feel vibes. Not just from a person that walks in a room, but just thinking of a person walking in a room far away from me. I get a vibe. I feel something. So to those people that think that, this is the one I kind of have to, I think we've been, mysticism, we'll call it mysticism. They call it witchcraft and things like that. I believe in mysticism. Yeah, I do. I believe that there is something else extra out there that maybe we cannot see. I don't so much necessarily believe in witches with chicken bones and stuff like that. I'm not saying it doesn't exist. I'm not saying it does. I'm saying it's kind of stupid. I'm saying it's probably pretty stupid. If the biggest happy day you have, the best thing in your day is giving somebody a curse, then you're a piece of shit, right? So to people that think that curses, affect others, you would have to understand that I am the wizard you could never be, right? I have more wizard staffs around me made of plant fibers. You have no idea, okay? But like, this is what I mean. Like, everybody has a book, an ancient book, right? There was a guy named Crowley, something Crowley, and he spoke on the ancient dark arts and stuff like this. I don't care what any rich old dude gets up to. I don't care what any British old rich dude gets up to. If you want to paint a pentagram on the ground and start doing weird things, go do your weird things. I'm going to grow plants and feed people while you curse people. I'm going to go down as a farmer. I'm going to be known as a farmer. Well, the majority of people are be known as complete suckers, liars, and cheats, right? I don't value or think people who own a corporation are bosses. I think they're slave drivers. So that's just me personally, but if you look around, the facts speak for themselves when you look at the corporations and see how many people want to go on strike and they don't get a lunch hour, they don't get, the world has gone just to shit, you know, as corporations make more and more every year, like 25% more of a billion, $250 million over the top of last year's revenue. And they barely pay all their workers 1% more, but they made 25% on $1 billion. But you can't pay someone an extra $4 or $5 grand a year. And maybe it shouldn't be like that every year. Let's say the business loses money. Well then shit, take a bit back from us then. You know? Oh well, over the last 6 years we've got 17% raise increases, so it's fair. Take back 4 or 6. Don't give us a raise, and for some reason we're going to give 3% back. That makes sense. If the boss doesn't get paid, then the employees don't get paid. But when the boss is making $250 million, the employees should make $250,000. You know, if there's 50 of them or something, you know, pay fairly, play fairly. So this isn't the way. So you can see that these people are drawing blood from stones. While your cost of living goes up, while your rent goes up, while your property tax goes up, you aren't able to make ends meet now in 2023. You're worried, right? But what have you done to speak out against this before 2023? How many likes, how many shares did you help on people who were trying to, you know, let the world know that this is the way it is now? So it's your responsibility when you see someone who could be influential to bettering you in your world, your family's world. You should help out. But the majority of you only give likes if you see a cat laying on a bed upside down with 19 nipples really inflamed. You got 400 million likes on a cat with inflamed nipples. You guys are dumb. And you got to wake up. You got to snap out of your shorts feed streams. You got to get off Facebook. You got to get away from IG. These places are pits. They're pits for your entirety. They will bring you down. So remember, and here's the best part. Remember when we used to do grow shows? Remember that feeling you got? That vibration that you got? Yes, that is gone, but you can create your own. You can go do your own grow show live streams and try and replicate the beauty that I put forth to you back then, 6 years ago. I don't particularly understand why I'm here. I don't know, well, besides my fingers are good for picking up gold and throwing hammers into the ground and pushing buttons like George Jetson. That's basically all I can tell you. But while I am here, I'm going to ensure that I don't play the game that they have put forth for you to play. That is, I don't play, especially if the game states you have to play this way. I'm going to do it backwards. I'm going to do it upside down, naked, running backwards, bro. And you ain't going to catch me. And if you do, I'm going to thump you. Every time you say no, I'm going to thump you. So remember, you do not control me. I will not obey you. And I am my own person. You cannot have me. Rastafari. You may be a number, but I am the hash man. And I pity the fools that try and tell me I'm a number. I pity The fools. I want to be real with you for a second here. I know a lot more about what's going on than I let on. And I'm going to tell you something. The people that know what's going on, they never reveal themselves to me because they know. They know. And we live in a world that is complete lies. We live in a world that is absolutely a sham. Your parents lie to you. Your parents were lied to you by the government. The government and the army are lying to your parents and us. So just keep these things in mind, okay? When you live your life, do it on your own accord, on your own recognizance. Decide your own fate. Don't let a letter in the mail stamped by the feds tell you what to do. Always have a backbone. Always stand up for what's right. I strongly believe that the world is about to change and the evil is about to get caught. The more we learn about corporations and their underhanded dealings with government agencies across the globe, the more I realize you guys are in a lot more trouble than you realize if you don't wake up sooner than later, okay? Because of the fact that they control everything, right? And the control isn't like a little bit, it's entirely. So watch in a couple years as China and China's way of thinking moves west. So I know a girl from China. She's on YouTube. I really don't want to say too much for her protection, but she's on YouTube, and she tells me she went back to China, and she says, like, it's crazy. They'll shut your heat off. They'll shut your water off. You have to pay your water bill weekly. If you pay your bill, they turn your water on. But as soon as like the day comes, if they don't have the money in the account, the water gets shut off, and you'll have no water, like nothing. And then you have to use your phone app. You have to use your phone and an app on your phone. Like China makes you carry around a phone with you. You have to pay all your bills via your cell phone. They want everything done digitally and electronically so that they can have full control over the cell phone that you carry, right? And if they deem so, they can take away your money, which then takes away your ability to have running water. So the Chinese police are here in Canada, and Trudeau has Trudeau has invited the Chinese police to have the World Chinese Police and Fire Games. They invited China here to the World Police and Fire Games, and Canada, well, not Trudeau, but the good people of Canada have taken it upon themselves to protest against the Chinese police departments, who are horribly vicious to the people of China. Brutal. They would, if they took you away, they weren't doing it nicely. This is during 3 years ago, when there was lockdowns and things like that. They would actually lock you in your house. They would board up your door with plywood and screw it to the wall and lock you in your house. So I'm telling you straight up, I can't even imagine if I was a Chinese citizen I would Batman every single one of them I could. I would Batman every single one of them I could. Because they broke the law. The Chinese police were bullies. And we cannot let them get away with this. We cannot let them think we are going to stand quiet and not speak out for the Chinese citizens here in Canada. We are. I mean, I am. Most of you are pusses. You wouldn't even dare do nothing. Even if it was your own mother, you wouldn't start a stream. If your mother went to China and had that happen to her, you wouldn't do nothing about it. Because you're chickens. You're all pusses. And to me, that says that you're cowards. That says more about you than... I don't hang out with cowards, right? I hang out with men. Men who thump evil in the night. Men who Batman anything that isn't good. I'll tell you right now, straight up, I hope you have a good day. I'm gonna go in the kitchen and make something. Here, I don't know what I'm gonna have. I'm gonna have something. I'm not even that hungry. I'm gonna have a berry smoothie or something today. Finished up a bunch of stuff outside. I still got stuff to do here though. I really do want to do a sleep stream today. We'll see how much of this stuff I get done or how sleepy I get right away. I got a bunch of stuff I gotta do before I take a nap, but you never know. This phone's got to be charged. All right. Yeah, so I got probably it's 10:23. Definitely want to check the weather. It's very cold at night. I don't understand why. Very cold at night. Like August, it's 13 degrees every night. To me, that doesn't make sense. It's going to be 32 on Friday, but 13 or 14 at night.
God. I'm not going to read it. I'm just going to read this sentence. Offering. Someone said that the claim was that Canada is more racist than the United States. I would say there's a huge problem with racism in both countries, period. Monstrous problems. And it's wrong. So, back to this one more time. Tomato, cucumber, lettuce, sprouts, and red onion. That sounds pretty good for a sandwich.
You know when you see an old dude and he's got like completely dark black hair, black beard? To me that's funny. He's using his wife's hair dye. What happens when the end of the world comes and you just look like a fool with all your gray hair everywhere? You could have just went gray slowly and softly, quietly all around. People wouldn't have been like, oh, you know, you're just regular, you're getting older. But no, now you look like Steven Seagal one day, and the next day you look like a Muppet, eh? Well, we got Piers. I like making fun of Piers. Heated debate over Donald Trump. I'm sorry for doing this. I think I might have to make a video about Piers Morgan. I don't like him. I guarantee you my wife could outshovel this guy when she's 65 and him in his 30s. This guy is such a puss. Let's see what he's got to say. No, I'm just kidding. I don't care. Trump's online war machine. I'm just gonna remix a video. I don't like him at all. I just make fun of him. Trump's online war. Watch this. This is how you do it. Piers, look at my stinky feet, bud. This is what I think of you. Trump, even in jail, is more powerful than you are, Pierce, online. Just remember that, goof. Isn't it funny how they have donkeys and elephants for politicians in the States? Crotchety old, slow-moving elephants or jackasses. Who are you voting for? 800-year-old gray-haired elephants or jackasses? Hey? But they don't, you like, it's right in front of you. They laugh at everything you do, and there's proof. Who are you voting for? Jackasses. So you got to think about that for a second, eh? Anyway, that's going to do it for this one. I think we made a movie this morning, a little podcast movie for you. I wouldn't know. I just make them. It's up to you to count them and like them and share them and do all that. I just make them. I make a lot of them too, so just remember, I'm the man. You'd make like 4 of these and be like, oh, I've got a headache. Oh, I've got to go lay down and watch some short videos. Maybe put on the Black Mirror and get a bigger headache. Fill my head with some more complete steamy crap. That's what I think of TV. On a brighter note, I am by far too sexy to be on here this long, so I'm gonna get out of here. Far too sexy. Do you remember that? Cat ate breakfast. He's outside. I should probably get him in by 11. I guess I'll get him in maybe 11, 12 o'clock. He likes to stay out there and then he goes and sleeps for hours. So he must be out there hunting or having a good time. I don't know what he does out there actually, to be honest. So I just let him go and do his thing. I do indeed. Some absolute flames there, so we're gonna put that into us over the next however long. But I'm gonna hop off out of here. I want to thank you all for tuning in. I'll see you next time. Remember, when you don't like and share my videos, it just ensures that you will end up in a pit somewhere. So make sure you do your part. Help out good people who are trying to help you out. I also don't make money on YouTube, so you know that I'm telling you the truth, right? Because if I was lying to you, they'd pay me $1 million a day. But I don't lie to you, so I get very, very, very little money here on YouTube. Corporations love liars. They don't like people who stand up for freedoms. Try to keep that in mind. Remember, y'all, if you see someone rich out there and they're telling you what to do, just remember, they're working for the Govy, they're working for Seaver, Kaya, you name it. It's all lies. The smoke and mirrors starts at the very top of the echelon. And the dirtiest of scum suckers follow that. All right, y'all. It's been my pleasure to help you understand what's really going on here. I fully intend to do it again today at some point. So make sure you tune into that episode. Three good deep breaths to connect us to what matters, not the central bank. Stay safe out there, eh? You're surrounded by minions and devils. Very few angels. Very few angels. Shepherds are extremely rare. If you're ever lucky enough to meet a shepherd, take care of them, protect them, feed them. Rastafari. Wash out my glass here. I hope you all have a good day. I might come back with another banger. It's hard to say right now at this very moment.